No matter how pleasurable a location may be, if the Lord is not with you, it's also a wrong location. The reason why some people run away from the right path is because of temporary hardship, temporary persecution, things that don't last, that are unpleasant at the moment. The moment those things began to happen, some people run. That is, they take permanent decisions on temporary matters. That there was no bread in the house of bread does not mean there will never be bread in the house of bread. The house is called house of if there is no bread today, there may be bread tomorrow. They were so much in a hurry. This thing was temporary. Now, have you seen sometimes somebody is in a vehicle and the vehicle is trying to have an accident? Many times it is those who jump through the window that die. And maybe as they jump, you later realize that the car later got stable. The people inside were saved. Only the one who was so much in a hurry. Some other people have hurried and they hurried into premature death. My father in the Lord, he went to preach in Benin. And then over the night as he slept, he had a dream. He came to the park. There was a green bus that one person was remaining to full. And there was a white bus that had no passenger. As he arrived, you know this Agbero in the parks. They grab his bag. They say, oh guy, remain one. Enter now, now go. Enter now, now go. And actually, he was in a hurry. He needed to meet up with something back in Kogi State. And then while he stood there, somebody walked to him in white. And the person said, don't enter this car. He said, which one should I enter? He said, the white one. Then he peeped and saw that the white one was empty. Sir, who no like better thing? So he battled with the man on white, and then he said, okay, reluctantly. He now told the conductor, I beg, I don't follow now again, give me my bag. The conductor said, who does that? They drag, and then he said, is it not my journey and my bag? I said, I'm not going in this car again. He collected the bag and joined the white man. And then he woke up. When he woke up, prayed, what kind of dream is this? As he was coming to the park, lo and behold, a green bus. Everything that happened in the dream played in the physical. Then lo and behold, conductor don't come. Say one, he remain one. Enter, we go. Enter, we go. They grab his bag, and then suddenly he said, Kai, this is exactly what I saw. And he looked straight. There was a white bus. Nobody was in. Then he told the conductor, Oga, come, bring my bag first. That bus wey dey there, you go Kogi State? He say yes. So now that one at the enter. All the passengers were insulting. So he collected the bag and they saw him walk to the other bus that had no passenger. He said he waited in that bus. That white car delayed, as if passengers were no longer going to come. But started trickling in until the car got filled. And as they took off, not up to 2 hours drive, they saw the green bus. It had somersaulted severally. Every passenger had died. There is a spirit called the spirit of haste. Many times the devil use it. Check it. Every time the devil is the one pushing you to do anything, there is that unusual push you, make you quickly do. He won't give you the time to even double check. Bible didn't record that hunger killed anybody in Bethlehem. Rather, the person who escaped was the one that lost 3. The man who took them on the journey died. One wrong choice can be a choice that will run down an entire destiny. And so the journey, after the death of her husband, he still stayed. You know that several persons, there are enough signs for them to make a U-turn now, but they will not until they lose more things. Character is making you to lose favor before people. It's your attitude. You will never greet, you will never bend, you will never do this, you will never do that. It's already making you to fall out of favor before men and before God. Yet, it has not done on you. Will you wait until it costs you your life? See, as you see me, I will never forgive. If I say I will never forgive, I will never forgive. That thing is already costing you valuables. Yet, you are not aware. So Elimelech died. The woman was killed at Moab until the 2 sons died. After the death of one son, she didn't still realize. The second one died. And then she decided to return. As at the time she was returning, old age had caught up with her. He said, at my age now, even going back, I'm not even sure I will meet anything on ground. I only heard God visited people. I was not there when the rain fell to plant anything. Now beg and they go beg. Naomi was going back to go and beg. By the time Naomi was returning, she had lost many things. Choices are free, but the consequences you cannot escape. When she left, was it not because they thought they were empty? But when life dealt with them, now that they return, what became a testimony is, I left full. Sometimes it is until you lose what you have, you will not value it. There may be no money in your pocket. There may be no food in your kitchen. You may even be sick in your body. But if the Lord is with you, you are not empty. He said you will go through the fire, but it will not burn you. He said even through the river, but it will not drown you. The reason is because The psalmist said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort. Suddenly, Naomi is realizing that thing we call emptiness is not emptiness. You will not appreciate the yoke of God until devil give you his yoke. Jesus said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Turn it the other way. It means if my yoke is easy, the devil's yoke is what? So this is where we have been telling you to do fasting and prayer. Have we told you when you fast and pray, go and break it in the graveyard? Have we ever said like that? Have we ever said after your 14 days dry fasting, look for a mortuary and sleep with a dead person? Have we ever said that? But the devil's yoke, that's his type of yoke. I can believe the day they were leaving Bethlehem, it was like, oh, they were rejoicing. In fact, everybody that stayed behind, maybe they were thinking those guys were fools. Say on gago, kill them. Update day, update. Wetin be the update? Food dey more. Na dey the waste time. Say na dey wait for bread of life. But when she saw the real emptiness, don't wait until you count plenty losses before you return. There was food in Moab, but loved ones were dying. It was a period of mourning. For them, Moab was an experience, an ugly experience, a chapter that shouldn't have appeared in their life. Every wrong chapter that the enemy is cooking for your life, it will never be written against you. In the mighty name of Jesus. Now, can we intentionally reach out to the Lord this morning and say, Lord, if I'm on the wrong road, cause me to make a return early. Make a return early. Can you make it louder? Can you press harder? That there is hunger in Bethlehem. Suddenly, there's no bread in the house of bread. But the update is that there is bread outside of the house of bread. There was an information. I don't know who gave him that news. I don't know who gave him that orientation. And I want you to raise a passionate prayer. If there is any influence around my life, whether a friend, whether a colleague, whether a pastor, if there is any influence around my life that is giving me ideas, principles, philosophies, teachings that will damage me, that will make me regret my life, oh Lord, give me the grace to cut off from them. Can I hear your prayer? Can I hear your prayer? Can I hear your prayer? Maybe there is an orientation. Somebody told you, in all you do, make sure you don't die poor. Make the money anyhow. Make the money anyway. And for that reason, you have begun to consider some options that are not of Calvary, that are not of the sons of Zion, that are not of the daughters of Zion. Somebody is an influence around you that is polluting your life, that is damaging your life, that is endangering your destiny. Oh Lord, I separate.